What's going on, TentHut? We don't got Pedro today to announce, so
no.
Cheers, Jose.
Cheers, brother.
We got an interesting topic to talk about, so we're gonna quench your thirst a little bit before we get started.
Yeah, this is it's a rough one, man.
Yeah. So before we get started, though, today's topic is gonna be a little bit touchy. You know, we're gonna probably get a little emotional, and talk about our personal experiences, but. You did an event this weekend, and people know about it.
Before our audience asks, I'm wearing my hoodie because I was left to my own devices earlier this week, and
hey, you know the Air Force has Jedi as a religion, right?
Oh, really? There you go, bro.
So there you go.
No, it's I don't know. I just got tired of going to the barber shop, so I decided to go back old school. Old school, basic training, the buzz cut. So that's what happened this week. But yeah, dude, you're right. We went to an amazing event, a women veteran event out in San Fernando this past Saturday, and it was really, really cool. Please stay tuned. We're going to upload a lot of the videos that happened during that event, and some of the speeches were phenomenal, and a display that the vice commander of that post did for a woman veteran event. It was amazing. We just stay tuned for just look into our website periodically, and I'll upload those videos. It was really cool, man. Yeah, it was yeah. But we had a lot of technical issues because it was really, really hot, and we didn't have a canopy over us, and our personal Wi-Fi we have a personal Wi-Fi little thing, and we left it outside in the sun, and it got so hot that it turned off our Wi-Fi. So we were live for like 19 minutes. And then it gave out. So for our audience that stuck with us and watched that episode, and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck? What happened?" We recorded the rest of it, but it wasn't live. So keep looking for it, and we'll put it on our YouTube channel, and we'll also put a lot of the highlights on the website. But it was a cool event.
Yeah. I missed it. I was over there struggling with my own pain, but I heard it was really good.
Which actually brings us to today's topic, and actually the topic of the month, which is mental health. And it wasn't that you were dealing with mental health issues; it's just that pain management, to me, leads to a lot of mental health issues.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
What was happening to you this past weekend, brother?
Not much. I actually went out to Colorado and got to meet up with some of my veteran friends, you know, from back when I was in service. And, we had a good time. People in other states of this country are a little more humble, I could say, because, I got to have a little fun. But came back, and I have a pinched freaking nerve in C6, C7 that I'm dealing with. So I think it's time for neurosurgery to do some cutting again. But the big deal is like I got into this excruciating pain, and once I get to that level of pain, it's almost I can't keep food down because I start throwing up. Like it's really bad, you know. And a lot of people don't know this about me. My cat's over here going haywire, man. So, a lot of people don't know this about me, but it drives you to a mental state of, why the fuck am I dealing with this? And excuse my language, if I have teenagers hearing this or kids. But
it does emphasize like the pain that you're in, especially when you're in constant pain, and it makes you irritable, it makes you angry. It makes, it creates all of these.
Yeah. So, like I tell people, like, well, when are you in pain? And I'm always in pain. It's just, am I in tolerable pain? So I tell everybody I live in a 4 or 5 scale of pain every single day. Whenever it gets past an 8 is when I have problems, and when I get to 9 or a 10, like this time, I mean, I was just throwing up. I could not, from just the pain, excruciating pain. Couldn't roll out of my bed. Can't move, just stiff. And then and it gets to a point where I can't put food down my mouth, and the big thing is I can't take pain meds orally, so they got to go intravenous. So that drives me to the ER, and that's exactly what happened this time. But you know what? I don't let my pain stop me from enjoying my life. I enjoy my life, but it does get to some of those times where you're like thinking like, well, why am I dealing with all this? And that's the PTSD talking to us, that tells us, the beast that hits you, and there's a lot of ways I cope with it, but go ahead.
No, there's and there's a difference between what your pain level is like and what my pain level is like. Every time.
Whiskey's right here, brother.
So your pain level might be different. You might be living on a constant 5 when your constant 5 is my 6 or 7, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. It's just that whatever pain tolerance that you have, and if you haven't reached the pain management level, and it's starting to make you irritable, it's starting to cause significant impairment in your social life.
Yeah,
that's it's some sort of level of PTSD, man. So it's time to seek professional help, not only for your pain, but it's also for other areas too, your mental health.
When it comes to that stuff, and we've talked about it in these episodes, like I find my balance through different spiritual techniques.
Yeah.
I've gone through a lot of therapy of different types. I've gone through that group therapy, or
Not all modalities like match perfectly with everybody. So you have to, if you've just tried group therapy, I've tried group therapy, cognitive therapy. There's a couple of
the freaking the other one, the writing therapy,
ghost writing therapy or something, like where you just start writing, and but not all modalities fit every individual. So you have to continuously look for what works for you. And what was it that worked for you? Was more of a spiritual, right? Like meditation. And
for me, it's a combination of things,
that's the other thing. Yeah.
And I'll tell every single veteran this: don't knock it till you try it. And even if you tried it, try it again elsewhere. Because what I learned is that from therapy with civilians, because I've done that as well, I got to learn that what they're dealing with, what their day-to-day life is like, and how does that apply to me, and never feel like you're alone because of that, because they don't understand what I've been through. Nobody will. And I've said this in the last show, if you were standing right next to me and we experienced the exact same thing, it doesn't mean that it would affect you, but it might affect me, or vice versa, because to me, I don't know, I used to be a firefighter for LA City before September 11th. And I've seen stuff, right? But not like in the military. And the thing and I'll tell you right now, the thing that got to me, that hit me to big shocker, were the kids. The kids got to me. That's what they got me. Uh, it wasn't my colleagues getting busted up. It wasn't because
I mean, to a certain extent, that has to get to you. It just doesn't impact you as much as, and I can tell you, one of my reoccurring nightmares and visions is of a little kids, man, and that's just haunting. But it might not be the same for everybody. It might be different, um, a different ghost that you have to deal with.
maybe it's the age. I don't know, because I mean, like I said, when I was in the fire department, I saw kids get hurt. Most of them were accidents. So maybe that was one of the things. Maybe it was the fact that I had a son at that time and I didn't when I was in the fire department. That's maybe why it hit me, because now I see a little boy around the age of my son. Maybe it's I don't know. And it doesn't matter, but I mean, to anybody else, it matters to me, right? But what I'm trying to say is, to overcome this stuff is you have to keep looking. You can't stop. You got to find what works for you. And it's hard because sometimes some things are going to trigger you really, really bad. And I'll tell you right now, I went to the most bottom low, to the point that you don't want to go, where you are saying, you know what, screw it, I'm done. And you know what I mean? And to get out of that was very difficult. We got Pedro coming in from the hotel room, coming to get on the show.
Oh, well, let's welcome Pedro, dude.
Let's get him in.
There you go.
Hey.
What up?
All the way from Texas.
Howdy.
Howdy. Salud.
I don't have my whiskey today, but yeah, salute.
Hey, thumb, bro. I go like this.
How about you, Pedro? Like, and I know your story. I know your struggle.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit on what modality or what you chose to go after to help you get through that transitioning, and I know that you have a PTSD diagnosis, so I'm sorry if I just outed you, but because we all have it.
HIPAA, bro. HIPAA. Come on, man.
Yeah, HIPAA violation, bro.
we all have it. That's why we're on the show. We want to relate to our fellow service members. So
yeah.
What's it, dude?
Well, to make it short, because I don't have much time here, but hey, TentHut, thank you so much. We're getting so near. I'm sorry going there, but we're getting so near. So with the subscribers 100, we're there. So thank you for helping us out.
But we're already 100.
We're getting there. 70, 30 more. Share this video, like this video, subscribe. Anyways,
check it out.
Yeah, I know, bro. You having like what is it?
Focus, girl. Focus.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Airbender now. So let me take it back. I think one of the things that I came across is one individual was telling me about alternative. I love sounds. I always love music. I always loved beats. That always kept me motivated. Yeah. And when I started reading about sound frequencies and everything, it really curious me. And this is a long time ago, because originally I was majoring in engineering before I joined the military. And then when I came across someone telling me, hey, sound therapy helps with individuals with anxiety, PTSD, and at least to cope with it. And that's how I kind of went into the journey to find alternative modalities into helping me cope with my PTSD, my anxiety, nightmares, and it really helped me get into a more calm mode afterwards, because it's at first it was just really, it was difficult, and you already know that, Jose. But the curiosity, and I guess I have to say the science of music and frequency was what led me into learning about other things, because I think I mentioned to you, I went to anger management.
Yeah.
And then when I went to anger management, it just came out even more angry.
You know what's crazy, Pedro, though? I can't picture you being angry, man.
Oh, bro.
And
Oh, Jose's seen me pissed.
Yeah, I've seen them. I can picture because I've seen them, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't happen often.
whatever they did worked.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it really helped me with, sound frequency to listening to music. And then I started doing meditation, and then I started working on breathing exercises, and I just kind of started using it as a lifestyle.
So,
There's no such thing. And the one thing I want to say is that don't think that just because you're getting prescribed whatever it is that you're getting prescribed to cope with your anxiety or PTSD, it's part of your lifestyle now. It's like eating, right? Like if you want to lose weight, maintain healthy, it's part of your life.
We did that in the military. We adapt, we overcome, right? So you adapt to this new lifestyle, and sometimes it freaking sucks, man. Like I'm like, why do I have to?
Going back to what you just mentioned, we don't want to discourage. Please seek medical help if that is what you. And if they prescribe you something and it works for you, stick with it. That's what Pedro's mentioning is, if it works for you, stick with it. But if it doesn't, like for me, when I had recently gotten out, they had prescribed me a bunch of medication that just made me feel like a zombie. I didn't feel like myself. I'm outgoing, I'm outdoorsy, and if it's preventing me from doing all of these things, and I didn't feel like myself, I stopped doing it. But that's not what we're saying is you should stop doing. That's no. Do the thing that works for you. If medication works for you, do it. If I've actually done it's called Neural Beats. If you want to look for it on YouTube, wear headphones. It's called Neural Beats, and look for what works for you, and do breathing exercises while that's happening. So you're taking deep breaths and things like that, because it does work. It calms you down.
So you know what? Let's do this. Let's talk about this real quick before Pedro has to bounce.
Yeah.
Tell me your top 3, Pedro, things to do when you feel anxious. What do you do? Your 3 top things.
So there's a good one. So
that was really good.
Yeah, that's a good one, because it's depending on the situation I'm in, right? Like location. If I am home, here's one thing that I can tell you. If I'm home, then I've been doing this. What's been helping me a lot is cold water therapy. Take a cold water. Seriously, man, because I've been using the Wim Hof.
That shocks.
It does.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Wim Hof. He's an Iceman, and he's done a lot of fucking breathing exercises. I mean, I'm telling you, like that shit works.
Yeah.
So it really as soon as I take that cold water and afterwards, man, I feel good. It elevates your mood, everything.
But you're right. It does help you get to those breathing exercises quickly, because you have to calm down. You have to regulate yourself. So if you want a crash course into breathing exercises, do cold water therapy.
You're breathing hard. And let's say if you're not home and you're in a place that you just anxiety kicks up, right? Especially when driving. It has happened to me. I experienced my first panic attack, and then I learned. Good thing I learned from someone else about breathing, and so I stopped because I was driving, and I was like feeling first time ever. And so what I did was I stopped the car, pulled over to the side, and I started breathing slowly in, 5 seconds in. I just did 5 seconds. For me, it was helping me, and 5 seconds out. Yeah. And then I was paying attention to like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Because I started asking, they started telling me, ask yourself, where's this coming from? And that led for me to start, come back to, to the present.
Yeah.
All right. So that was one. Breathing exercises. What's the next 2, bro? The other go-to.
Well, I kind of say cold water therapy, because you actually take cold water, right?
Therapy, if you're available.
Third one, it's on a case-by-case basis. Since I'm kinesthetic, I love to I go for a walk or drive. Movement. I need movement. Or get on a bike. Yeah.
For our viewers that have never experienced a panic attack, it literally feels like a heart attack. As a matter of fact, many people confuse it for a heart attack. Your arms go numb, especially the left side. Your heart rate's going crazy. It feels like your chest about
to
and you feel like you can't breathe, and it's get really flush red. It's not a good feeling, but
And it's real. And I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, just come the fuck down." Like, no, it is real.
It's hard to come down. It's hard to come down.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jose. Your turn.
Yeah, your turn, bro.
So yeah, breathing, working out, definitely working out, even before and during, like even if you're having a panic attack, and that breathing exercises gets you there, and then just start moving. So I do agree with Pedro on the movement part. Just move and get away from the current situation that you're in. Like if like Pedro did, if you're driving, don't fucking drive anymore. Pull aside, do breathing exercises, and if it's available, get out of your car and walk around the car. Make sure that you're safe and you're not getting into traffic and shit. But and then the last one, and I really, really wish people knew more about it, is diving. I just, maybe about a couple of years ago, I got into diving.
Like off a board, or
no,
or
like
diving?
going scuba diving.
Scuba diving.
Yeah. I got into it a couple of years ago. There, for veterans that are service connected, there is a organization out of Temecula called the Waves Project that will give you your cert for free.
Wow.
That's like a $400 discount right there.
No, $785 right now.
Wait, did it just go? Wow. What the? Get the fuck out of here!
Because people took it a lot during COVID. Because what else are you gonna do?
Wow.
Well, yeah, when I took it about 4 years ago, it was about $400. Anyways, but it does everything that I just talked about in one, dude. You're doing breathing exercises underwater. It gives you that solitude that you need, because you can't hear shit except for the bubbles and you know, and the waves and stuff like that. But you can't hear anything else. So it gives you that solitude that a lot of us need when we're going through these panic attacks, or we have PTSD. We just need that solitude, and it helps you with those breathing exercises, because you have to regulate your breathing. Because if you're hyperventilating, you're going to waste your air a lot quicker, and you're going to go up a lot faster. Unless you're, you know, diving further than 30 feet.
Yeah.
You know, but I recommend the Waves Project, or diving, scuba diving for that. And if you want it for free, and you're out in Southern California, Temecula area, go to the Waves Project, look for them, and submit an application. Yeah. But it is, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, to try that. Yeah.
I haven't dove since COVID, but man, I want to get back into diving.
Cabo in August, it was pretty awesome.
Oh, really? Well, I'll be heading out to Hawaii in October, so I'm gonna go diving in Hawaii and Oahu. So
that's tight.
I got my gear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty good.
How about you, Doc?
You know, breathing is probably the number one and easiest thing to do anywhere. That's so number one, same thing. But it requires a lot more than just breathing. It's like focus on your breathing, because when you're scuba diving, as a matter of fact, and I actually, the last time I dove, I hadn't dove in like a year, and for some reason I got a little panicky when I got down maybe 10 feet in the water, which is not that, but I got a little panicky, and I don't know why. I've never had that experience, but right away it's like you have to concentrate on your breathing. You have to concentrate on your descent. You have to look at your gauges. You got to pay attention to what's going on. Make sure you're not going down too fast. So right away, it kind of just dissipated. It went away because I started focusing on, hey, I have a ton of things that I got to worry about right now before I blew out my eardrums, again.
Yeah. You know what? It helps a lot, because you always gotta have a dive buddy. But you're right. You're focusing on so many other things. And if you're diving with somebody, and if you're prior service, and this is innate in us, it is like, for some reason, it's engraved in us. You're always worried about someone else. And if you're diving with someone else, you're worried about your breathing, your descent, your gauges, and you're also worrying about their descent, their breathing, well, not their breathing, but their gauges. Make sure they're not over breathing. And because you dove at the same time and you're looking at their gauge, you're like, why are you breathing so hard? Because your gauge is a lot. Anyways, go ahead, brother. Sorry.
And number two, and this applies to sleep habits, because what happens when we have those nightmares or we have those panic attacks right in the middle of the night, you wake up and then you can't go back to sleep. And now you have a shitty ass day, so your day's all jacked the hell up. One thing that I always do, my brain is always going, always going. There's always something in my head that just won't stop, And this applies even to ADHD type personality, people that they would understand this. So when you wake up frightened, whenever you're walking around and you don't know why you're feeling threatened, I have moleskins like crazy. Like this one's full. This one's got drawings and this one, I got 2 more back here, 2 full-size ones right here. I write down what the hell is going on so I can make sense of it, because it doesn't make sense. Then that's the big problem. So we get anxious because we're trying to figure out so fast. Slow the hell down and go grab a freaking piece of paper. I got a sticky notepad right wherever the hell I'm at. I even got cute ones over here that look like
the talking bubble.
The talking bubble. That's cool. Like people give me stuff. Hey, I'll take it. I'll write all day. I'll just sit there and write number 1. What's going on? Number 2, number 3, draw it out, freaking whatever. Figure it out and go back to sleep. But that's the thing. You have to stop your mind. You have to, because if not, you're not. And one of the big things is that whenever we're sleeping and something comes to our head and it starts going in circles, like tomorrow I got to remember to take out the trash, right? Sounds really whatever, right? Write it down. Just put tomorrow I got to take out the trash. And guess what? It's on a note. So your brain automatically goes to, I don't need to remember this because it's somewhere on the pad. You know what I mean? So to me, writing has saved me from a lot. Like that has really saved me. But unfortunately, I can't be walking around with a notepad everywhere I go, right? So breathing, it always goes back to breathing as far as an alternative for immediate help. Number 3 is definitely spirituality, man. Like you have to find something to believe in, whether it's the universe. I'm not saying you got to believe in God. Believe in the universe. Believe that things are better everywhere out there. And it also helped that I stopped thinking of everything negative. And it goes along with alignment within ourselves, right? So I try to think as people, as good people. Even when people say, well, do you think the enemies you were fighting at war in so-and-so, do you hate them? I don't think I hate them, because they're human and they're fighting for their cause. We were fighting for our cause. And for some reason in their culture, they were taught that whatever the hell they're doing is good. We see it as bad, but you have to believe that humans in particular are trying to protect themselves or protect their families, protect what they have, no matter what it is. So can I sit there and say that I hate my enemy? I wouldn't say I hate them. I might dislike them and the shit that they put us through. But at the same time, I've never seen a bomb hit a house here while we were demolishing their freaking town, right? My family's alive because of the stuff that we put down range, the stuff that we did down there, not at home. So positivity, thinking within ourselves, an alignment, the center body, and trying to find a balance of everything really helps out a lot. And it takes a long, long time to get to a certain point and say, I love myself. Because once you figure out yourself, this is the hardest thing. Then you begin to appreciate everything that you do have. Many people around this world don't have a lot of things. So
it actually goes back to, so I don't know if a lot of our audience have been listening for a while, but in previous podcasts and previous interviews, I've talked about humility. And when we come out of the military, at least when I did, when for some reason I had lost that concept.
Yep.
I'd lost the concept of humility.
Yeah.
And all right, Pedro, I'm gonna finish this thought, brother. And I know that you're out on vacation and you're in Texas, bro. So enjoy your family and take care. Well, you're muted.
Until next week, guys. See
Yeah,
ya.
next week.
Salud.
Bring us back a whiskey so you can share it with the audience, man.
Yeah, we still have another batch from Vegas.
Oh yeah. All right, take care, man.
All right, folks. See ya.
Yeah, brother, that concept of humility, man, it escaped me for a long time when I had gotten out of the military. I assumed that everything was going to be handed to me, a job, school. It was just going to be a walk in the park.
The biggest thing that's going to hold you back is feeling that the world owns you something.
Yeah, they owe you something. Yeah,
because of your service. Take a step back and say, I decided to go do a job. Now that job consisted of certain things and choices that I made.
and now they're done. And when you separate from the military, they're done. No one knows you. No one knows what you did. No one knows what you've been through, and unless you explain it to them. So be humble enough and say, you know what? No one knows this. And if they know that I've been in the military and they're grateful for my service, thank you for doing that. But it is that level of humility that I lacked, at least for me. I hope
I did too, man. Came out thinking, man, I got all this leadership skills, and you're gonna tell me that I can qualify for a janitor? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, people don't understand what we do and how it applies. So you got to translate it and to put into people's perspectives. People don't know what they've never done. So how can you expect them? I mean, do you know what it takes to do surgery on a freaking heart? If you've never done it, how the hell would you know, right? So just think about it in something extreme like that. You got to think in something extreme of, how do I expect these people to understand what I went through when even people that have gone through the same things I've gone through don't even understand me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you might have the same experience, but it isn't the same perspective.
No.
So
perspective is the big thing,
Yeah. But it all goes back to like our mental health and that perspective and that level of experience that each individual has. Even though you might share that experience, you have something different. So one of the things that I was telling you about before we started the podcast is it doesn't matter whether you've been in combat or not, or whether you've seen shit down range, or you've dodged bullets like fucking Matrix. It doesn't matter, man.
No.
Your experience is your own, and if you're feeling symptoms, or other people are telling you that you have symptoms, like you're different, you're irritable, you see things differently, and it's affecting your social life, or it's affecting any part of your life, seek help. Seek advice. I don't want to say seek help, but seek advice.
Yeah.
And let a professional know, like, hey, you know what, this is what's going on, and I don't know if I'm dealing with it properly.
Yeah.
Can you help?
Yeah. I agree with the medication. It's a good starting point, but I would encourage every single one of you that watches this to find a different way. When I got out of the military, even when I was in the military, I had a freaking grocery bag full of freaking pills,
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I have my PRN as required medication, right? And you can always ask for this stuff. so that if I'm about to have a serious panic attack and I cannot control it and I keep fighting it all day, because there are those times where you just can't mentally control what your brain is trying to do to you, then I would take my medication. But that's the end of my day because I'm not taking those pills every single day. And
Yeah.
that's fine. Or
you've already mentally programmed yourself for it.
yeah, but you got to find a way, because with any medication, everybody knows this. There's always side effects. No matter what medication, it's a chemical that's not supposed to be in your body. And the biggest thing is long-term effects. Even if there's not many effects to the medication, what will happen is that medication will stop working, and now you're trying to find a replacement for something that's gonna help you out, right?
Yeah.
So I always encourage people, look, when you're getting first out of the military and they say, here's some medication, try it. It doesn't work, try the next one, yada, yada, yada.
But it shouldn't be a permanent fix
yeah.
to your current situation. It should be a transitional
Yeah.
kind of a thing so that it gets you to your next step so you can start coping with it without it.
So get to a certain point where you have the medication that functions for you, and then find something that you can replace it with that's not a medication, either herbs or spirituality,
exercise, something.
meditation, religion, family support, whatever, writing, drawing. They have the drum beat stuff. Doing your favorite activity, fishing, golfing, skeet shooting, archery, you name it. Find an alternative, something. I know it can get expensive to do some of these activities, but find something that you can do on a regular basis whenever you just feel like doing it, like chess, checkers. I like playing Monopoly with my kids, and just taking all their money, taking them to the bank. Just find something that you can do to keep you entertained, keep you good to go. And school, for me, school has been it helps me. It gets me stressed out in a way that I love, not in a bad way, if that makes sense, and then take the medication as needed. Get to the certain point where you just take it if you really need it, But
yeah, no, I completely agree, dude. And one of the things that I wanted to add, because I know that our audience sees us, and we are TentHut with the side of whiskey, and is fucking 3 veterans with diagnosed PTSD, and we're here and we're drinking, and like, oh, what do they know? What if that's one of their outlets? It's not. I could tell you right now that it isn't. I drink maybe these couple cups a show, but this shouldn't be one of. This is one of the things that we were talking about, that like you're masking. It's like getting a check engine light and you're just turning off the light. It's not helping with anything. We do it because we're on the show with the side of whiskey because it's something that all 3 of us enjoy.
Yeah.
But it isn't because it's a coping mechanism. Don't use it as a coping mechanism. And that's why I try, at least, and we all try at the end of every show, to say, drink responsibly. And if you're doing it because you're trying to mask your symptoms, then you're not doing it responsibly, man.
No. And you know what's crazy is that, I'll be honest, I'll drink this glass of whiskey maybe with like a dinner on a Saturday. I might enjoy another glass, but I'm not drinking whiskey all the time. All right, just to be clear on the show. As a matter of fact, and I said it earlier, I went through a very, very dark place, that I never wish anything on anybody, but you have to kind of take yourself back to what's really hurting you so that you can find that there's nothing you can do and try to move on, right? But for me, I had to quit drinking for a year.
Yeah.
So I can drink, because I was drinking to mask it up, just like you were saying, every single day, just, down. I'm not even gonna lie. A 6-pack was nothing a day. Easy. That's easy. And a
Yeah.
lot of people that know me know that I used to freaking drink like it was no other. But you got to get to a certain point where you can drink 2 drinks and call it a day, because
Hey.
you're socializing with your friends. You're just hanging out.
Yeah, you can control it. The minute that you start feeling like, I need to have another one, that need mentality is what drives people to,
Yeah.
to cope with whatever it is that they're dealing with. So having control, like, say, you know what, I'm going to have 1 or 2 on the show. I'm done. I'm good. I'm going to go watch TV. I don't need any more. So by no means do we, because we're TentHut with the side of whiskey, is this a, hey, come and drink with us, let's get shit faced. No, it's, hey, come and relax with us, listen to what the fuck we have to say, what our guest has to say, what advice we have to say, or they have to say, or have for you. But by no means do we condone something like this.
I'm gonna give a thumbs up to Jose Carrera.
Oh yeah.
But you have to find a way to cope with the stuff and not use alterating type things to cope with it.
Yeah.
I think it is hard for me to stop drinking after drinking for so long all the time. It was super difficult, but then I got to a certain point where I'm like, okay, you know what? I can actually go out and enjoy a drink. I can enjoy 2 drinks and call it a day. I don't have to get plastered drunk.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen once in a while, but definitely it's a lot more rare than way 98% more rare than it used to, than a daily habit. So, but yeah, so Jose's got. We're gonna kind of cut it down here right now. But Jose's got a present for someone. I don't know how.
If you guys see this logo up here, or TentHut, I don't have a T-shirt with me right now, but we do want to. We at the event last weekend on Saturday, we said we were going to give away a TentHut T-shirt.
Yeah.
So we're going to randomize it, and Dr. Romero is going to pick somebody from our audience. And then we're going to try to gather their information, and then we're going to either mail it to you.
Who's on right now? Who's on right now that can send us a "Hey, what's up" message?
All right. Who wants a T-shirt? Say, "Hey, what's up?" The first one to say, "Hey, what's up?" will get a T-shirt right now. A TentHut T-shirt.
Let me see.
Who was the first one?
They left. Sup, peeps?
Who was that?
Josue Guerrero. He got it in first, man.
There you go. All right, Josue. We're gonna be sending you a T-shirt. So on Facebook, we'll IM you and get your contact information, and then we'll call you, get your mailing address, and we'll send you a TentHut T-shirt. Or you have the option of getting our special T-shirt that I created, which is a spoof. It's a funny logo that we created from I don't know if for all of our military friends out there, it's the scuba bubble, but we remade it to make it the underwater sniper bubble. Yeah, which for our civilian audience, there's no such thing. It's a funny joke. There's no such thing as an underwater sniper, but we made a logo And if you want that, Josue, we'll send you that one instead. So we'll get in contact with you, man.
Underwater underwater sniper shirt got me. It's well, don't wear it at the VA.
Yeah, don't wear it at the VA.
Wear it somewhere else.
No, you can wear it at the VA. Just tell them that you got it from a veteran organization. It's just funny.
What do you say? Navy dudes almost.
That's funny, dude.
That is hilarious.
Dudes always jump me.
Oh, yeah. All right, you got another shirt? Do you have two?
I got two.
Yeah, well, let's give the second runner-up was where do you go? We're getting blown up right now. Prieto.
All right, I'll give him a underwater sniper T-shirt because I think you already bought a TentHut T-shirt.
All right,
brother. Well,
I had a good time talking to you, Jose. You know, this is always a touchy subject, you know, and it
is, brother. And we didn't even get really deep into it. If we actually went into some stories, I'm sure. Especially like what you had mentioned earlier with like it took you to a dark place. I could tell you that I've seen that dark place, and yeah, it's not a good place to be in. But yeah, actually, my service, my ignorance, and my arrogance after the military brought me to homelessness because I assumed that everybody owed me something.
Yeah.
Without even knowing my story, without even knowing what I've done, and it led me to being homeless for quite a bit. Anyways, but that's a story for another time. I think I would like to do that on a cartoon skit so that it doesn't seem so terrible. But
do it, bro. We'll do it.
We got to do it. I'm gonna work on it. But yeah, dude, it's always awesome talking to you, man.
Definitely, man. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Till next Thursday. See you later. Salud.
Drink responsibly. Salud.
Definitely drink responsibly.
Minute.